just go there. So if that machine's on, you finish with it for the day, push it in, kills the battery, doesn't drain the battery, and away you go. You pull that e-stop out there. So all EWPs need a secondary lowering device, whether it's electrical or manually operated. So if someone's stuck up in the air, so when you operate the machine, it's normally like that, so that indicates deck controls. So if someone's had a heart attack, for argument's sake, can't get down, he needs to get down, come to the back of the machine, that control there, flick it all the way to the right, you've now got ground control operational, and obviously the arrow's pointing up, arrow's pointing down, you can lower the gentleman or person down safely. Now, if the machine, for example, has flat batteries, you can't get it down, you need to get help down, just under here, in there where my finger is, there's a red button, okay? Push that button in, that's a mechanical lowering device. So all that simply does is bypasses the valve in the ram, dumps all the oil out, allows the person to get down safely. So that's the main thing there. I'll just lower this down.
Dumps the oil out into the reservoir.
Into the reservoir, into
yeah,
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 just bite, that in the reservoir, and that's the oil reservoir there. You don't need to worry about that. That's something we or whoever maintains this, the EWP needs to worry about. Obviously, there you got your state of charge, your battery condition. You've got how many hours the machine's done. That button there is the brake release. You don't need to worry about that. That's only when it gets taken off site or something like that. People need to winch it up, or if you need to move it or something like that, you release the brakes to move the machine. Again, you guys don't need to worry about that. That's obviously, so before, we are currently on ground controls. To the right is deck controls. Just leave it all the way to the left. That's how you operate. You don't need to worry about that. Moving down here is where we charge it. Obviously with the power lead, it gives you the indication of the charge rate. Obviously red's flat, orange is, or yellow's intermediate, green's fully charged. You can't overcharge these machines. They're pretty smart battery chargers, and the more on charge, the better they are. If you run them flat all the time, it destroys batteries really, really quick. They don't like it, and it comes a costly exercise to put new batteries in all the time.
Are they lithium?
No, we don't run lithium at the moment. We only run wet cell, gel cell batteries. That also forms part of the ballast of the machine as well.
Right,
that's why lithium's awesome, and it will find its way into our machines. But there's no wavings, therefore you got to put the ballast somewhere else. So, yeah, serial numbers there. Just if you ever have a breakdown like that, always quote the serial number or something like that. That's the first thing they want, so they can see the service history. Moving to the front of the machine. So obviously this is what we call extendable deck. Other models is they have a partial shelf, but extendable deck, you just lift up the arms here and there. You can pull that deck out if you need to, when you're in the air, if you need to get better access to something in front of you, or more convenience.
So that's only done physically at this level, you can't do it up
there?
there?
No, you can physically do it up there, yes you can, yeah, do it up there. Yeah, you can do it up there. You get in there, use the levers, and you push yourself out. The platform rating for this machine is 160 kilos in this area here. The extension deck has a rating of 116 kilos. It will trip off if there's too much weight. So actually won't go off if there's too much weight in there. It usually only happens when people are putting things off and putting in there, and next thing you know, the alarms are all going off. It's because of that, because of too much weight.
So you can add the two for the
sorry?
The combined weight is allowable?
160 kilos is the maximum weight there.
Yep.
That one that's extended is 116 kilos.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of weight. You don't want any more in a machine like this. Yeah, they tend to not like it. So in this yellow pouch here, this is in every EWP, not just JLG, Hall, Genie, any one in Australia. This is your routine maintenance logbook and whatnot. So this shows the last person who serviced the machine and when the next service is due. So the next service in this is due April. The next service this machine's due in. If there's any faults with the machine in the pink section, you fill it out. You know, you might say it's slow to charge, or doesn't turn right, or doesn't feel right. It's a good communication skill for not just a JLG, but any qualified tech who looks at this thing. As well as that, you have to fill this out. You're obligated to fill this out, whoever operates the machine, each day. And it's basically just a walk around and a check. You know, things look right, wheels look. You might look around and say, oh yeah, you know, the wheels are good, but you know, if the wheels are chipped and something's wrong with it, or you know, if it's stalling at height or something like that, you need to report all that sort of stuff.
Is there a checklist in there that you do in a walk around?
So this is essentially a pre-start?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And you've got a few of those logbooks?
Yeah, there's heaps. Yeah. As soon as you fill these up, you let us know. We'll send you another one out.
Right.
You won't see, like, you can fit hundreds of them. Basically, it's not. It's a generic thing. It's looking for a pre-start. It's looking for obvious things. You know, like if there's a chunk out of the wheel, or if the joystick's broken, or something's hanging off the machine. It's not a battery check or a technical check, because obviously you're just operating the machine. That's what you're really doing. So that lives in there permanently, and that has to stay with the machine. They can't leave the machine.
And if there is an issue with the pre-start,
yep.
It's probably best to get in contact with...
Yeah, you get in contact with JLG, or you determine if it's a fault that needs to be stood down. You take the kit out, you tag it out.
It's not a bad idea, because yeah, if they're happy to go straight through you guys rather than come through the fleet, which is us.
Yeah.
Works.
It might be.
Yeah.
You know, it might be. We don't often get them tagged out, but it might be something simple as slow to operate.
Yeah.
It could be batteries wearing down. It's still an issue that you've raised. We might say, oh yeah, this means batteries are going flat. Just keep an eye on it, make sure you're not too high. We'll come and put some new batteries. Or it might be do something a lot worse. It could be a chunk out of the wheel. I probably wouldn't operate that, because you know, it could tip over potentially. Things like that. It sort of comes down to, I guess, your idea what it should be tagged out for. In this black box here is the operator's manual. Everything you want to know in there, how to operate the machine, is in there. You can take it out and store it if you want. You can download it off the internet, all that sort of stuff if you want several copies and things like that. To get into the machine, leave it there, we lift it up. Now these machines, we don't recommend wearing a harness or anything like that, because especially in scissors as well, in booms it's different. You get that concertina effect. You have to wear a harness in that, because it could it'll kick you out. If you wear a harness in one of these, if it tips over, your natural reaction is to try and jump out. Or if you jump out, it's going to go with you. You're actually better off and safer being here. They do have some lanyard points if you want to wear a lanyard. I don't even think these have lanyards. Oh yeah, there are lanyard points there. If you want to put a lanyard on there, it's up to you. We don't recommend it. It's not a requirement to have that at all. Whereas I said, booms is different. Okay, to operate. The controls here. So obviously we have a horn there. We have a purple and a blue lights or a sticker on this toggle switch. Right is to operate the machine forward, back, that's the purple. And you can see a little, I don't know if you guys can see it there, a little purple light. And see how that's flashing, it's gone out, it's timed out. So you have to repress it again, and it lights up again. Hold the joystick, you can move forward, move back. Again, if you let go of it, time's out within 5 seconds. So let it go, goes out, you can't operate the machine, and that's a safety feature of the machine. If you want to lift up with the machine, it's blue. Pull the joystick backwards. So you get a trigger on this joystick, same thing. Go down, push forward, makes the basket come down. This, if you go to the left, to the right, there's a little under that, so you got a battery meter there. Underneath that, you got a little turtle, obviously slow speed. All the way to the right's the hare, which is the fast speed. The faster you go, that's the speed is while you're stowed away is how fast you can drive. Once you go up in the air, you don't control the speed. It's a crawling pace only. So if we go up, so I'll go blue, it's a solid light, we'll go up. And if you want to drive, across to purple, and there you go, you can just drive. And whichever way you want to go with the joystick is the way the machine will go. One thing you've got to keep an eye on with this particular model, caster wheels, which is the characteristics. If you want to turn right and the machine, for example, is going facing the straight direction, depending on the condition, the position of the caster wheels, if you turn right, there might be a delay. It's not a straight right. It's got to get the caster wheels aligned. Same when you go left, things like that. It's just the characteristics of the machine. You'll get used to it as long as you're aware of it.
It's a slow turn.
It's a slow turn, yeah. They're all slow turns, yeah. We can speed up and modify things if you want to slow things down. There's certain limitations that we can do. That's when the tech's got to come out and have a look at it, things like that. So that's pretty much the rundown of the machine. So if you've got any other questions, feel free to ask away.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Risk assessment.
Yeah, I can flick your risk assessment.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll flick you.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's all right.
Yep.
Or if you have the fleet address. So I didn't catch your name. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Brett.
Brett.
So Brett's from council. They're taking on the ownership and have taken on the ownership of the machine now.
Yep.
Now that we've procured it.
Yep.
So they're going to be taking on all of the paperwork and the 3 monthly assessment, all that sort of stuff's going to have to end up going through them.
Yep.
So I don't know what that does for your paperwork on your end, but
no, that's all. We can transfer
Yeah,
it.
we
We
can
can
just-
set you up as a site and put it the machine into the council zone.
Yeah.
That's fine. We can do
so
it.
that all that
And
happens.
from a operator point of view, you're happy to liaise with JLG?
Yeah, if anything
to get
goes-
them in to do
Absolutely.
the assessments and
Sure,
everything. Yeah,
no
cool.
problem.
And with the pre-starts, if there's an issue, you know, if you're happy to
Also-
liaise with JLG
also,
as
no
well.
problem.
Does that work?
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
Cool. No worries at all. And we'll get the risk assessment. We'll get it.
Yep.
Photo of this machine. We'll get it on our asset register.
Yep.
And we'll set it all up. And,
Great.
and go from there.
The
Yeah.
pre-start's not. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. It's just basic things. So it's like in your car, you know.
Yeah.
If you've got one flat tyre, you wouldn't drive on a flat tyre. It's not. You're not expected to check all the cables. That's what we do. That's our job, to check all that sort of stuff. We check over it. We tell you what it needs.
Yeah.
If it needs anything, and away you go.
No worries.
That's all pretty straightforward. It's not.
And yeah, and the risk assessments that
I'm gonna
all
have
you
to go to the
need.
meeting.
Okay. You've got pre-starts and you've got
Yep.
pre-start books.
Yep.
I think that's all
Yep.
good.
And the only time we'll tag a machine out is if you don't fix it. So,
Yeah.
because we sign off it, we're saying it's safe.
Yep.
So, if the hub's leaking, it's leaking really bad potentially, and you say, "Oh, don't get fixed," well, here's your bill, but we're not
Yep.
signing off on it.
And the other thing, I don't know whether procurement's done it, but we can set you up on the account.
Yep.
So if there's any repairs that need to be done,
Yep.
simply just get them done. Invoice me.
Yep.
Or we can just process.
Yep.
what
Yeah, I'll
needs
flick,
to
I'll
be
flick
done.
a create application over.
Yep.
All you do is fill out section A and
Yep.
B. It's
And I'll flick it through our application.
Yep.
We're right to go.
no worries. Yep. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Perfect.
you should get good life out of this. So.
Yeah. I'm
Yep.
glad it's all come together.
Yeah.
Well done.
Finally got it. It's
You and me
taken
both.
a while.
It's hard at the moment. I was just saying.